I am here in my car about to drive to Selhurst Park because of our wonderful sponsors, ComAve. You may have heard us mention them many times, and you may not have engaged with them, and I'm encouraging you to do that. It's ComAve, ComAve, and this is a little taster of the kind of thing that you win if you register with ComAve and get involved. I am the lucky recipient of a VIP matchday experience. I'll be meeting up with my brother-in-law and my nephew. You may see at least one of those on the matchday experience footage today. So here I am, I've made it. You know, you always love to, it's been a while since I've been here, and so it's always nice to see the old girl. In fact, let's just get a proper shot, just so we can, you know, we're all emotional about the things that we love, and there she is. I mean, I don't know if that works, but the original Tasty Jerk. I just missed it so much. Right, so beautiful menu. Roast beef, I had smoked salmon starter. You know, it's wonderful options, nice salads, you know, fish option, vegetarian option. Beautifully prepared, nicest food, obviously, I've ever had at Selhurst Park. It was incredible. And he orders chicken and chips. And realistically, I can't blame him, he's a kid, you know, it's what they do. And honestly, I want chicken and chips now. But I'm not allowed. But there we go. So in about what is it? An hour's time now. We're going to go down pitch side. I'm going to kick the ball about. Going to show Eze a couple of tricks, I reckon. Just show him how to take a player on properly. You know, obviously he's good. Yeah, exactly. How to 2-foot people and get away with it on the blind side of the ref, that kind of stuff. No, we're not going to do any of that. We're going to behave ourselves, but we will be sharing a little bit of that experience so you can see at home and know what you can win if you visit ComAve.com. That's ComAve.com, isn't it?
ComAve.com.
Yeah, so we're going to visit that, check out the socials, scroll right to the bottom of the page, you'll see all of their social links. Register on there, get involved, and these are the prizes that you can win. VIP day at Selhurst, and it's been better than I thought it was ever going to be, and already, and we're still like an hour and 45 from kickoff. Frantic start of the game. Already ruined my voice. That's good. Doesn't work anymore. I sound like Phil Mitchell. Well, a pretty even first half in the end. Palace started pretty well. It was, you know, we had a good bit of momentum. I think getting in quite well down the right hand side. Munoz was pushing really far up. And I think then they came back into it. They defended extremely well, really good side defensively, Forest, and have made it pretty hard for us when we did get opportunities to get the ball in. You know, there was a couple of chances, you know, Munoz in particular having one shot saved really well. And that was pretty much the moment of the match for us. But we've looked good, we've looked dangerous. You know, again, they had a spell which you expect. So look, promising first half. It's just I feel like we probably should have scored when we got on top, and it's going to be a tight game. And second half is an opportunity for us, but you know, they're dangerous. Anderson's been really good for them, as he often is. Elanga, as I worried about before the game, very quick. Gibbs White's been pretty strong, and they're letting us put Mitchell out wide, they're letting us push Munoz out wide, and they're just standing off waiting for the ball to come. And as soon as we hit the ball high or long, someone nips in, and we're not really finding that passing angle. And I've got to say, in the midfield, you know, Wharton's been excellent. I think Kamada's just been a little hesitant with his passing. Good short passing, hit one really good long ball early on, but I mean, since then he's played it a bit safe, and yeah, and I think that's the difference. You've got to be brave in matches like this. So we'll see what happens in the second half. Glasner usually has a pretty good job of getting into the players, pointing out what they can do better, and he's got some work to do to make sure we come back out in the second half and go on and win the game, which we should do. We really should. Penn Palace wasn't given originally. It's been given after VAR. Most obvious penalty decision in a long while. I can't believe they missed it on field. But Eze has got the ball in his hands. We're debating as to who would pick it up. Will it be Mateta? Would it be Eze? Would it be Kamada? Would it be Lacroix? We don't know, but it is in fact Eze, back on the edge of the area. Straight run up. Little hop to the left. He's going towards it. Little study. Oh, he scored! Get in! Oh my God! He almost did it again. The stuttered run up. The shimmy. Oh, what's it? I mean, 1-1. What? That's just such a lucky goal. I mean, they just... What can you say? What can you say? They didn't really deserve to come back into it like that, but a bit sloppy from us, a bit reckless in a couple of challenges, but you don't like it, do you? They like to see it. But yeah, we've got to kick on. Hopefully go and win this.
Right, you join me back in the car. Quite a bit later than planned, because of a small diversion. But look, it's really wanted to sign off and kind of give a full picture of the day. And you know, I mean, obviously from a result perspective, it would have been nice to have got the win, but you know, the most important thing I think was the performance today was strong. I think when we were on top in the first half, I think it would have been, you know, the Munoz chance in particular, that goes in, I think, you know, we probably win the game comfortably. My 2-0 prediction might have worked out. And I still think Forest got very lucky with the goal. But they did play pretty well at times, and they certainly defended really well, and they made it very difficult for us to convert the possession that we had. Out wide in dangerous areas, we were playing quick, playing through them a little bit, and then it was just that final ball into the box where Mateta was there. He tended to be a little isolated. We got maybe one or maybe occasionally a couple of people alongside him in there. You know, Eze looked dangerous all night and taking up good positions, but I think we just had a little bit of a struggle in getting the support around the players in possession at times. You know, and particularly in those wide areas, Munoz spent so much of the game with his arm in the air trying to get attention to get the ball, and nobody could quite play that pass because of how Forest had set up, and because simply some cases the players we picked weren't looking for it really. And I think Tyrick Mitchell had the same sort of issue really, which is, you know, he was quite often used as an out ball in a kind of defensive situation, but then, you know, especially second half, you know, we had such a good angle from those executive box seats. We really did, and you can just kind of look he gets the ball to feet on the left hand side. He looks up the field, and there's just not really anything up there for him. So he has to kind of come back or move inside. And I just think, if we're looking to improve and we're looking to kind of push on in games and start to dominate that little bit more, I do think that's an area that we need to look at. How can we deal with that situation? Because of course our 2 10s, they go narrow, they go central, they support the striker. And then obviously Kamada was the responsible one for being on the left hand side, and Wharton more on the right in terms of supporting the two wing backs. But again, both those players more often than not are kind of alongside or just behind the wing backs rather than in advance of them, and I think that can give some issues there. But it's a minor criticism. It's not like that was the whole game. It was just an area in which I thought, from the vantage point I had and the beauty of watching the whole pitch, it's just something that kind of occurred to me. But I guess, it's a balancing act, isn't it? You sort of make a change to deal with that, and you perhaps, open up an opportunity for your opponent somewhere else. So, but really interesting, really, really good stuff. And look, a fantastic day. And I appreciate, I'm talking about a sponsor here, but really a massive appreciation to ComAve for giving us that opportunity today, and for me to be able to sort of tell you what it's like when you are fortunate enough to win one of those executive box seats. If you've never been, it's a different it's a different experience, and one that I value a lot. I got to take my nephew and my brother-in-law, and they've had a tough time, frankly, of things lately, and it was really nice to put a smile on their faces and see them enjoy the match. The dugout tour was great. Nephew got to sit in Glasner's seat. I got to, for some reason, I took a picture of the kind of fourth officials board. I don't know what's going on in my head anyway. But yeah, a wonderful experience down there pitch side, and again, really just seeing the fans all filter in and just kind of feeling the energy as the players got onto the pitch to warm up. It was really nice. It's a fantastic day. The club do such a good job. Seeing that part of Selhurst, seeing the executive boxes and how they've been refurbished from a long time ago when I last kind of saw that general area, walking past what used to be Crystal's nightclub when I was last in that kind of area. And just seeing the work that's been done, the staff attentiveness, the quality of the food, the quality of just the experience was just fantastic. And I'm sure some very lucky people can afford to do that on a regular basis, but those of us that can't, the opportunity to do it is fantastic. So because of that, and because you got to see a little bit about the match day experience for us, I do want to add a couple of things, and I said it throughout the course of the videos, but you can win plenty of other things. It's not just all about the executive tickets. They're regular match day tickets you can win. But ComAve is a sponsor, not just of us, of many teams and many sports and many clubs.